What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliot Scott, and as you can see by the title below, we're going to talk about three things in particular that push guys away or make him lose interest. Now, if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Just click the red button below. I'll love you forever and ever and ever, along with the bell notification. And if you want to work with yours truly or get my course, Attraction Academy, which dives into a lot more detail than the things I discussed than I let on in my videos, links are down in the description. Okay? Everyone asks this, where do I get your course? Where do I get a session with you? Description, baby. Every video, description. Every video. So, these are things, again, I talked about before, and I know you heard other dating coaches mention, but I'm going to call out a lot of the BS, because I think dating coaches will give you just a simple 1 through 5 list or a 1 through 10 list, whatever, but they don't go into detail. And yes, this is going to be a longer video. I'm sorry. I guess I could put some timestamps in there for you, but let's just jump in, right? Because I don't think it's particularly anything. I mean, I could write simple things like this, right? Because these things are true. I could write drama, distance, right? I can write all this kind of stuff. I don't fucking neediness. Like, no shit. Like, you know all this, okay? I'm not here to give you that. I'm not here to give you that stuff. Because all that falls under this number one thing I talk about. I talk about it all the time. I talked about it in my last 3 videos. Hey, context. But it's a different idea of context here. So when I talk about context, it is the layering of actions and words. The layering of things. The things you guys do and say that creates a vibe over time in terms of seriousness of the relationship. So an example of context would be talking consistently, having sex. These are all things, so these are all layering. So talking, having sex, consistency, frequency. What else is there? Frequency, meeting friends and family, leaving shit over the house, future talking. It can be 1,000 things. The amount of dates you go on, the I love yous, all this creates we're going to call it a context cake, right? And the context of just maybe this thing by itself is going to be different than these 2 things together, which is going to be different than these things together, which is going to be different than all these things together, okay? And I tell women that context changes. Context changes everything. It really does. So, for example, in the beginning, if it's just this, right, it's nothing. If it's just a couple things you guys are doing, let's just say you start talking and you're texting a lot, that's nothing. Let's say you go on a date, still nothing, right? But once you start adding all this shit together, well, now there's a thing that a man knows that after so long, there's a fork in the road, right? There's a fork in the road, and he doesn't know which way to go down. That's a pretty good fork, don't you think? He doesn't know which way to go down. He's going down, and now he has the question. I don't know what to do. He wants to know if I know she likes me. I know she's really into me. If I keep on complying, and he knows this based on the context that you guys are doing. If I keep on going along with it, keep on complying, it's telling her I'm on the same page. Well, am I? Am I on the same page? Or am I not? Okay, and that's the decision he has to make. So when it comes to losing interest, I'm putting this as number 1 because it is something, but by itself it's not. Which leads me to number 2, which I talked about this in my other video too, is cost. So when we talk about this fork in the road, we're talking about a cost. When he gets to this point, right, and right here, what makes him decide on what to do here is the cost of the assets. And the cost, like I just said, complying is telling you he's on the same page when he's not. That is a cost, meaning I'm leading her on to get these assets that I want. I am leading her on. I don't want to do that. If he doesn't want to do it, then he goes back in this direction. Does that make sense? It all comes down to context, which advantages go with that too, I guess you can say. And then that goes to cost. So context is created by the actions you guys do, and you both are doing it obviously because you want advantages, whether that be emotional security, whether that's because you like each other, whether that's because you truly like being together, you make each other feel better, you're happy when when he comes over, she comes over. It could be purely physical, it could be sex, it could be whatever. But it does come over time, because of context, it does come at a cost. And now he's asking, is this cost, right? Is cost worth the advantages? Okay? That's what it comes down to. Is cost worth the advantages? If it's a yes, he will go this way. If it's a no, he will go this way. That's the best way to explain it. And I know you're probably thinking, well, this isn't really... Well, actually, you might not be thinking this because if you're saying this, you're wrong. You might want me to give you like a list of like certain things like neediness. Like I said, neediness. But neediness goes under context. It goes under context. So, for example, let me give you a good example of this. It goes under context in the fact that, okay, he's going down this path. Let's say this is the path of context, and he could tell you're being needy. Well, if that's the case, if he wants to go this way, sorry, it gets a different color here, blah, blah, blah. If he wants to go this way, well, the cost is, well, she's being really fucking needy. And if I'm complying as telling her I'm on the same page, she might get even more needy. She might even get more of this, or she might even get more of that. So the cost is not worth it. He goes this path and dips, okay? So that's why I don't talk about specific things like neediness, the drama, moving too fast. That all is under context. That is all right here. That is all under context. What makes a man pull away is context, cost, or advantages and cost. Is it worth it? If it's not worth it, he moves this way. Now, the only other thing that I can personally think of, I would say long distance, but long distance is also context. Sometimes the context, like the advantages are not worth the harshness of long distance. Can you maintain long distance? Can long distance work? Absolutely, it can work. I've been in a long distance relationship. It is wonderful. But again, long distance is a cost, and he asks himself, is it worth it? So that's why I don't put that under there. The only other thing I would say besides these two things on why a man loses interest or pulls away is the third thing is other women. Okay? And other women can not mean many things. It's just one thing. It's other women. But there could be many reasons. Maybe she's easier, right? Maybe context isn't created with her. It isn't created, right, yet with her. So it's going through that fun stage, that early stage, that like puppy love stage, the curiosity. How do you spell curiosity? It goes through all that, which he does not have with you. And this only matters if he doesn't want a relationship with you. If this is a guy who had a good time with you and he's transitioning towards a relationship or wants a relationship, then this isn't going to happen. But if he does not want a relationship, right? Well, the context is built with you. Right? Context is built with you. And that goes back to what I said about this path. If context is built and he feels like you want a relationship and he doesn't, he's not going to go down this path. He's going to go here. And what's over here? Right here, right? He makes a right turn. Sorry. Hold on. Fork in the road. He goes towards other women because it's just like, I hate to say it, if this is an emotionally unavailable guy, who does not want a relationship, it's almost like a rinse and repeat. He's going to go this, he's going to do it with her, then he's going to move on to another girl, like that kind of show. You can't even see what I'm writing over here, but you get what I'm saying. That's what's going to happen. So to reemphasize all this, and see how I'm getting into it, ladies. To reemphasize all this, the first thing is context. Context is everything. If you hear any coach talk about context, they're stealing my shit. Okay? Then the next thing is cost. And of course, in the middle of all this is advantages. And I say advantages is in the middle because when it comes to context, like the reason you guys are going after things or even talking to each other in the first place are advantages. And advantages don't have to be just sexual or like I'm using you. It could be I like you. I like the way I feel when I'm around you. I want a relationship with you. Those are all advantages. But of course, over time, they do come at a cost, right? Because context is built. In the beginning, they don't come at a cost. It's just two people talking to each other, liking each other, and seeing where it goes. But because investment, I guess investing resources naturally, well, that's not how you spell naturally creates context, okay? It's important to know. Naturally creates context. It does start coming at a cost, right? Because it paints a picture. What I guess a better way to put it is, and I say this in my videos before, but let's say the guy's a painter. And not really a painter, but it's like painting. In the beginning, you're just having fun. You guys are just doing whatever. And it's just like throwing paint on the canvas. And he doesn't realize what he's painting. He's just throwing shit on the canvas until it starts to come together and it paints the picture. And he's like, oh, this is what it is. It feels like a relationship. And then he has to question himself, is this what I want? Is it a relationship? If it's yes, like I said, he'll go this way. If it's no, he'll go that way. And he'll usually repeat pattern with someone else. So ladies, when other dating coaches are telling you why guys lose interest, hey, it's easy to say needy. It's easy to say drama. It's easy to say distance. It's easy to say baby mama. It's easy to say all this shit. It's easy to say all that. It's context, it's cost, and maybe other women, okay? Are there more reasons? Yes, but I think it all falls under the umbrella. Can I make an umbrella, actually? It all falls under the umbrella. How do you make an umbrella? Oh, shit. It all falls under the, hold on. That's not an umbrella. But it all falls under the umbrella, okay? All this shit goes under here. Cost, advantages, what was the other thing I said? Context, and I guess we put, I don't know, what's other women. Okay? And then from, like I said, from all that kind of stuff, you can get the drama and all, whatever, okay? It comes down to, is it worth it? Is it worth it based, okay, this is what a guy's thinking, based on what I want. Okay? Simple as that, ladies. So that being said, I love you all. Take care. If you haven't yet, get my course, Attraction Academy. It goes into detail on these kind of things. Love you all. Take care and peace.